There is a new millennium of golden age of humanity and 10,000 years of peace and cooperation and coordination. So with the spirit move in that situation, as she said, not to be in the clouds, but to also be on the earth, as the third kingdom comes on earth, and use the practical feet to walk the spiritual path. Therefore, we have a very good diverse panel. We celebrate our diversity. We come from so many different cultures and so many different scriptures and so many different styles of expression. And if we are not closed-minded, we will welcome with jubilation this diversity, and we will learn from that. And it is very good as this group is closing the gap between spiritual and practical, heart, mind, business, finance, and humanitarian. So this is a model that is being created. It doesn't matter how small our group is, it's this nucleus that will grow and this message that will be repeated. That's why she asked for this gathering together. So without talking much, why don't we just let this, starting from right here. Okay. We have a very good representation from Italy, from Italian background at least, Canada, Puerto Rico, representing the whole Spanish world, China, representing the whole 1/4 of the human cities, is top-notch engineer and top-notch smart businessman, and yet very quiet behind the scenes. So we have such a good diversity, and I'm Iranian. Okay. And it is very interesting because I remember this hall, almost we couldn't get it. Remember? There was some small, at that time, there were not enough commitments. And then finally it happened. So I'll give this to you. Let's talk about what your vision is, what we are doing today. You are the one who is collecting the major data of large number of projects and putting them on the web and putting them into not the Alibaba of products, but Alibaba of projects. Forget about Alibaba, it's the International Trade Forum of projects. Can you explain to us what you're doing and any other area that you want to talk about?
Sure. And thank you for you guys coming out today. I come from a large background, a long background in corporate America, so I've got a lot of experience with the people in corporate who really have the heart to give and accompany corporations that have people that like to pull themselves together. So I just see, first of all, the benefit from corporations giving back in a way that it works on the inside of the people that are working there to know that they're part of a community and what they're doing is making a difference. So they're doing it in their own way, in smaller groups and smaller, non-funded groups internally to help raise money and do things in the community. So that from the first perspective, from just the reasons why they do it, to keep the projects that have surfaced over this period of 2 years is just amazing of the need of the ingenuity and inventions and bright ideas that America has to share that can solve a lot of the problems in the world. And so from my perspective, there's tons of projects, and a lot of it's not rocket science. It's just the need to be able to connect it to the projects with all the ingenuity and really go after solving problems. Got a couple of spreadsheets going, all the way from granola bars to roads and bridges to hospitals and to mining. And so the projects have such a diverse standard medical as well, in a way that what America is doing and its brightest ability is to create and share. And benevolence is a big part of American culture. We love giving. So, thank you.
Yeah, I love I like what you said. America is the culture of America is like to give. So give make you happy, and give make other people happy, and you can help. So that's very important. So I'm the only one from the eastern part of the eastern sphere of the world. So my background is different because I was born in 1969, and that at that time the Communist Party ruled the country, and we are not allowed to worship God or Buddha or any religion. So there's only one God for this, but I always do the soul searching and I'm always wondering who I am, where I come from, and what my job in this world. So, but anyway, today I listened to speakers talk about the health, the love, of God. I was very inspired and motivated, and I know that I need to do more to support the community, to support people among us, and to help people in need. So that will give you a little bit of, because I'm here represent Red Oceans. It's a Chinese company. So I would like to use this opportunity to talk about how the Chinese company are doing in the charity or the philanthropy work. So what our view for the charity? So maybe a little bit long, but I'm not sure if you're interested. I don't want to, to make this you guys falling asleep. But so traditional Chinese, they believe Taoism or Laozi, they believe the world has two, basically two elements. So Dr. Farland told about in yesterday. So this is a traditional, very basic element of the whole world. The whole universe actually is consistent only of two things, yin and yang. So yin and yang work together and work at the same time work against each other and form the whole world. And that's the traditional Taoism belief that. But anything here, is consistent, yin and yang basically. This is if you find the meaning of the surface, that's the very simple meaning of the Chinese word yin and yang. But the scope is very broad. You can expand to strong is yang, weak is yin, right? Rich is yang, and poor is yin. Or the solid is yang, and the liquid is yin. So everything has these two faces. So we believe that the yin and yang must be in balance. If you have too much yang, then eventually, if you go extreme, you will collapse, you will burst, you will go back to yin, and you will go back to the disaster. So, if people think about let's put it this way: if a people is too rich, then it has a lot of yang, it's a lot of energy, but you don't want to go too rich because based on the Taoism, one day it's too much, too rich, and all of a sudden everything will be wiped out. You will go back to poverty. So we believe being a rich person, being a business guy, successful business, you need to give. You need to give your young to the poor people, which is in, and make the whole society or the whole world in balance. Only that way we can grow in a sustainable way. Or the Chinese always say, harmonious. Right? Harmony is the key of everything fluently. So everything goes right. We need it in a balance. We cannot go too fast. We cannot go too slow. But we should go in the right pace. So that's what we think about. bright oceans, if you look at the name, you may think about it's kind of a stream, right? It's kind of weird. What is the bright and the ocean? They don't work together. But actually, it consists in and yang. The bright and sunlight is yang, and ocean is the water. Water, in traditional Chinese way, is yin. So yin and yang, bright sunlight and ocean, they work together and keep this energy flowing forward and go flowing up. So that's why we got name. I'm very happy to explain this a little bit more so you get confused. You may, I'm certain that you probably ask yourself, what is name for? But that's it. In the past 28 years, we have been given a lot of money, to the people in need, actually. So we are not the biggest company in China, but I'm sure if you divided, the money we gave by the money we made, we're probably the number one. So we gave a lot of portions, the money to the people in like the year 2008. There was an earthquake in the Sichuan province, and it was a magnitude 8.0. It killed about tens of thousands of people there. And we immediately raised about $2 million for insight from the company, from the employees, and we gave it to the people there. There are a lot of these things, like year 2008, 2011, there was flood in the Jilin province in China, and again, our employees, that's the first thing we gave the people when they're definitely in need. And the second thing is we donate a lot of money to the education, to the research. So because the Confucius said 2,500 years ago, rather teaching people how to fish instead of giving them fish, right? Because you give them a fish and they eat for today, and tomorrow they have to beg you again. So why not just teach them how to fish, and once they have the skills, they can just fish themselves. They can feed themselves and raise their families. So we know that it is very important to let people just learn their skills and get them educated, right, from the very early stage. So we, again, we donated. I think it's the year. I forgot which year. I think it's the year 2013. We donated 10 million RMB to Xinjiang. Xinjiang is a territory that we have a majority of Muslims living there. We gave them 10 million RMB and asked them to build the preschool so they can learn Chinese and the Muslim language. And we gave them money to the Hope elementary schools in China. This is they all named Hope elementaries. Those schools, elementary schools, in very poor resources, and people don't want to go there to teach because it's too poor. So we give them money and let them to build schools and to hire teachers. So we believe that the children, when they are educated from the right age, and they can grow into a right person. If you don't educate them in the early stage, you probably will lose the opportunities to let them grow into honest, righteous people when they are in their adult age. So we want to start very early. And then, that's not enough. Then we also believe that the technology will improve our people's life and will improve the society. So we donate a lot of people, a lot of money to the research, to the science and research in the colleges and universities. Like, the list is very long, but I will just give you a couple of examples here. What happened in the United States? So from year 2014, we donate $1 million to Stanford University. So every year we are pledged to donate, we already donate $2 million to Stanford University. But we pledge we will continue to do that every year. What they do, what the Stanford University do is they use this fund to support their neuroscience study. Neuroscience is not very popular because there are a lot of people that get too much chance to make money. So the scientists and professors at Stanford, they rely on the government fund to keep their research. So that's what happened in this city. But we want to support them. Right? They don't have the money they cannot make money from the company. They cannot make money from their license their product. But with Bright Ocean say, hey, we will come, we'll help you because you're doing the right thing. You will help the average people to understand more how the human brain works, how it functions, and when there's a disease, neural disease, how we can get proper treatment. So we help them. We donate. Not that big, but I think that's the money they need. Right? Again, it's the money they need. I know that Stanford every year they receive billions of US dollars of the donations, but not many people want to donate in these areas because it doesn't have a very certain future. But we want to do it, although we understood there could be nothing come out, but we just want to professors keep doing their work. Maybe one day, God knows, there's something happen, and we could cure a lot of like Alzheimer's disease or these kinds of things. Well, the list is very long, and also there's several examples. There is the university in New York, very close here, and Stony Brook. Yeah, you know that we donate $1 million to Stony Brook in New York, and we donate $1 million to Oxford. So we want to try to help these industry leaders and these top researchers in the world to move faster and to benefit the average humans. Well, this is the very direct contributions we had made to the society. Also, if I mentioned, I only mentioned what happened overseas. But if I talk about China, there will be more. It will be like last year we donated 13 million RMB went to a Chinese post and telecommunications university, which is equal to 2.5 million US dollars. And it will go on and on. So that's a second aspect. We think we can help the society. We can just give it back to the society. The third one, what we do is to develop some technology, which is not very popular one, cannot make money at this time, but we still want to put money in and to do it ourselves. Like yesterday I mentioned the healthcare technology. It is a telemedicine system and also a 3D imaging system. Although those kind of systems, for now is we cannot make money on them, but we're thinking that there will be a lot of people in China, rural areas, especially in rural areas, they don't have the access poor areas. There's no emergency, no hospital, so if they get sick, they have to either walk or ride a bike to the nearest hospital. Maybe who knows, maybe 100 kilometers away. So we want to to put those equipment near their door, maybe in their village. So once if they get sick, then they can just remotely, use their telephones, smartphones. They can talk to a physician and talk to a doctor and say if there's this emergency or just just a fever, you can just treat yourself. So this we think will greatly help the poor people and people in there's no medical resources. I would just say, another one is we we are developing this stem cell technology. Again, the stem cell is very how to say that it's not profitable technology. So in the United States, there are a lot of fundings actually from the government because the pharmaceuticals didn't want to do that. This is a long cycle, long development cycle, and there are a lot of procedures you have to get approved from the FDA, and very lengthy and very, very expensive. And nobody knows what the result will be. Nobody knows. For a little company or a research institute, it's easily for them to spend billions US dollars. But with Red Ocean, we think stem cells have a big chance of a cure in a lot of certain diseases, like Alzheimer's, like spine cord injury, things like this. So we will do that. We will put our handful of effort, not much, $1 million started. Maybe every year we put in 10 more meetings, 10 more meetings, things like this. We want to carry on research. We want to, in the future, maybe 5 years later, maybe 10 years later, people could benefit from the research we have. Another example, maybe it's too long. Sorry, I don't want to take waste you guys too much time, but I'm glad I have this chance to talk about more. What are our social responsibilities and what are our social burdens. And the other things, like say, is mining industry. Yesterday I talked about mining. It was very briefly presentations because I didn't have enough time. But today I will just elaborate a little bit more. So what mining we are actually focused on. Let's say in China, the mining industry started in the year 1950. The technology was very old back then. So a lot of mine sites actually been dig, and people only got the most precious part of the metals. Say if it's a gold ore, they probably only get the gold. But there will be a lot of other things, copper, the things of engineering skills to extract those metals, or they simply didn't order by their boss, which is government. They only want gold. So they left all the mine waste open. So think about it. China has the number I have, the number I have is 15,000 mine sites like this. So each one is vast, it's humongous. There are heaps of the mountains of the mine waste, and the mine is very, because they have been treated with some hydro material method. They put in the acid and grind it very fine. So think about it, those very fine powder, this mine waste is just exposed to the air, exposed to the river, to the water. So So every day they pollute air, every day they pollute the land, the soil, the river. So that's what, where a lot of people in China live. They live very close to this kind of mine waste. And this is not good, right? It's because rivers, eventually they flow to the oceans. And airs, they flow everywhere from the east part of the world into the west. So they not only Chinese polluted themselves, but they pollute the whole world. Right? We don't have this world. So what we think is we will work with the technology providers in China and the US. We work with the small firms. They have very unique skills. Develop the whole process, the non-waste process, and we extract those valuables, leftover metals, like I said, zinc, indium, silver, and copper from the mine waste, and at the same time, we also extract all the toxic metals from the mine waste. So the mine waste will turn into a very clean material. And then we have another technology. We can just put them in a higher pressure and heat it up and make them into a very strong materials. For the building, for roads, for building roads, for the infrastructures. So that's what we're thinking. How do we use this technology to make the world a better place? Because I'm here, I have been lived in the Silicon Valley for 16 years. So, most 80% of Silicon Valley startups will have, if they have one slogan, that will be make the world a better place, right? So that's the culture of the Silicon Valley. I'm not sure if they do mean it or they just pretend. I think most likely, they want to make money. That's what their goal, because they are, sponsored. They are VC track. They are money behind. So they want to make money. That's what. But we, Bright Oceans, we want to make money too, because we want to go stronger. We want to make them all young, right? But also we understood that we need to give it back in different. So, all right, thank you.
Comment. First of all, Bright Oceans Corporation, as I know and I'm involved inside, you can say is the most charity and humanitarian corporation, private corporation that I have seen. It has two parts. The part that is directly giving and the part that is impact investing. So you can say that all of its activities is humanitarian, including its money generating, because it's only in the forefront of technologies that will benefit humanity. Nothing negative, everything should be positive energy. And also Chairman David Danwei is the most giving person I know. Within the company, he has helped so many Chinese, what we call it, company members to become millionaires and multimillionaires. And he has given nearly $100 million directly out to the society over the 20 years. So it is not by accident why on this forum, of all the Chinese companies, Bright Oceans Corporation should be here. So we call it karma. And Chairman David Yang believes strongly in karma. You sow what seed and you reap what harvest, the same thing. And over the 15 years I know, he's so soft-spoken. I've never seen him raise his voice or get angry. Very cultured, very, very special person. So in the future, I hope everyone will visit China and visit the Bright Oceans Corporation headquarters. You will be very surprised. The other part is, the reason I got to become close to Mr. David Dunn over 15 years ago is I was promoting a concept. Very interesting, because Madam Betashar hinted to it, but it is of bearing, how we are united. The ancient name of China What does it mean? Shen means the God or divine. Zhou means the continent. So the name of China means the divine land or the continent of God. So I started a movement, bring God back to the continent of God. So because of this concept, Shenzhou, Shenqing, the divinity of the divine land, bring back the ancient universal belief in one God. The word that they use, that the Christians translated as the word God, comes from ancient China, 6,000 years before. So it is very interesting. So the idea was that it is very interesting. When you go to Bright Oceans Corporation, there's a lot of photos with all the world leaders. And my photo is not in the financial and global leaders. It's in the spiritual side where I have written the return of divinity to the divine land. So that shows how we have this destiny to be together. So he believes in the good of China to be part of the world civilization and a leader. So anyway, I won't talk too much about because I wanted to tie what he talked about yin and yang and the Tao and the divinity that ancient China collectively, in a very clear way, unanimously believed in God. And that era of rethinking and finding it is coming back actually. Okay, with this I'll give the microphone to you. Maybe better use this one. So,
I'm going to be brief. I just came from a 6-week tour all over Europe. I can speak about many things. When I became famous, still my name, I struggled with the blessings of money. Invested in the things that perhaps I was ahead of time, and that was children in East Los Angeles, where there was children that the parent was in prison, the mother was prostitutes, and then we opened a place for these children. I can see the whole world different because being traveled so much, and I'm flying to Argentina, and I'm going to be speaking in one of the largest prisons in Buenos Aires, and then I'm going to be speaking in a public arena. But let me say this. I do believe that we have to invest money, our resources, but ourselves. That's when I began to understand that it's not just have all these monies of the whole world, have to use it, where is the need? You know, when I came in after all these long trips, London's, Switzerland and Brussels and France and I see especially that they invested a lot of money to try to control the drug addiction. And the drug addict in those countries, they make more money than many people here. Because in the United States, we cannot go into that. Because we don't want people to depend. Now, there's a lot of people are giving. God gave me a blessing not too many years ago, and I invested in one thing upon the youth. It was $1 or $2 million that I can just retire. And look at me. The snow is falling on my head. You can see my hair. So what I want to say this is that we came to the conclusion that, remember, I don't know if you remember here in the United States, and this was infiltrating in Europe, and every country is different. But what happened was that, remember rap music? Remember when they came with cursing, kill your mother, kill the cat, calling pigs, calling everything. That revolution, then I began to think together with my son-in-law and my daughter and the office that the best thing is they are coming with this kind of message that is so destructive. It's not edifying the family. So we came to search for, in the United States, especially in New York, we started searching for kids that have nothing. Kids that, I remember that one that right now is graduated from one of the universities in Washington. What you call that university? Washington, the big one? Yes. So they come with the RB and hip hop and hip hop. So they come cursing. Now, why we don't get something done and going to the inner city? They have so much talent. Those kids, talented. So that was what we invested. And then what happened? The milk, the cow can no longer give more milk. And that is when a lot of people have to understand that there are a lot of people that they have good desire, that they want to do something in the inner city, not only here in the United States of America, but many other countries. You see, that's what I call the parliament in Norway. And what I believe is that there is another generation that is going to get worse. When I was coming from New York in the train, the taxi driver was a lady from Jamaica. Her husband had to work for she said taxi driver, and that's her taxi. She worked, she got a son from the private school. They had to go to a public school because they cannot afford it. And we're dealing right now, this is a global type of thing. It's global. But I learned one thing about guilt and shame. I learned too, yes, we can do it. We can change. We can change the world. Yes, there's a social issue. Yes, there's an economic issue. Yes, there's so much need. But let me tell you something in the ghetto. They have a lot of smart kids, girls and boys. And this is the resources that we are trying to hit.
That's the real mining of the souls.
Exactly. So I just want to tell you that. And before I just go, because I have to go to the bathroom, you're holding me too long here. I was very moved by your speech. Made a lot of sense.
That's why.
I'm sick and tired of listening to so many speakers. But I do believe what you're saying. Sometimes my feet cannot connect with my mind. My mind is too fast. But I do believe in giving. I do believe that I have done one thing and I will never going to apologize. So I got converted to Jesus Christ. I have given no money, but the best I have given myself. And I'm going to die on my feet, standing in what I believe.
Very good. With that, I wanted to tie it together. So the idea is actually sometimes giving can become addictive. The mind, your spirit, while symbolically also physically you give, it goes hand in hand. So that's what I like about you, getting away from donation, but to creation of wealth and then expanding of the wealth in the same process, rather than, okay, an outside, a few percent giving out. So you have bridged the gap between spirituality and practicality, between business and philanthropy. So what do you think about our team? Because you're prophetic. What's the future of what we have here? Small gathering here.
I'll tell you, first of all, I believe in capitalism. And I believe you can do a lot of great social work through the system of capitalism. And every day you pray, you need to thank God for the system of capitalism, because it is the best monetary system in the world. I didn't say I believe in every capitalist. I said I believe in capitalism. We've got a mission that we support out of our church in Nicaragua, the second poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, where we feed 15,000 children a day. Pam and I's been down there. We go down there, but every year, every month, with all due respect, I get a letter. We need more money. We need more money. Because we're just giving donation. And we will always give. But as believers, we have to go. And this is what, this is what I'm trying to get my minister friends and business men and women to start thinking about in their church. Complement the donation with for-profit. Open up an arm of your church for profit. And that's what Pam and I have done. It was a VIP event where there was only 50 people there. Kevin and Tripp was the sponsors of it. And we met with him and we shared what we had to offer South Africa to bring people out of poverty, sustainable income, sustainable manageability. And we have created franchises now where we're partnering with the education department of the government of South Africa. Now we're building franchises through South Africa, and we're distributing digital education through all those. And President Zuma looked in our eyes and said, this will be my legacy. Okay? Pam and I purchased our own franchise store. We own our own. Think about it. We're at the minimum, my franchise store ministers, educates, blesses 2,500 people every day. I have internet service. I have a flat screen where I can talk to them, encourage them. I can talk to the married couples. I can minister to the kids. But I'm really, really making a capitalistic impact upon their life. And that's what's so great about this opportunity of really creating sustainable change. Do you know what I heard personally? People tell me that ministers would go from America to Africa and they draw 200 or 300, 500,000 people for 3 days. But there's the people after the 3 days are over, they're still going back into their poverty. They're still going back into the rural areas where there is of what you are doing. And I'm just very, very, very excited. Romans 12 and 2 says, don't be conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Here's the key, the last line of the verse, so that you will prove what is the perfect and acceptable will of God. I believe that we, as followers of Christ, Christians, businessmen and women, we should be proven the perfect and acceptable will of God every day. What is that? Feed them, clothe them, empower them, equip them, bring them out of poverty into prosperity. God doesn't want nobody poor. God doesn't want anybody uneducated. We should be doing this through the power of the marketplace. Just another great word for the kingdom of God. Thank you.
As you just said, the kingdom of God, Jesus Christ only prayed one prayer. He didn't say for us to die and go to the next life or to go to the heaven or hell. He said the kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. So we have to build it. It is a big signal. It is very good that we are tying very practical and business things with things that really matter. Please.
Well, I just want to say I'm so humble and inspired to be with such a wonderful and generous group of people. And many of you probably don't know, but I just met Natasha probably two or 3 months ago, and it was during our first meeting that it was instantaneous that we were destined to meet, because I have been working for the last, probably 10 years of my life to improve myself, to educate myself for international relations, for business, to assist people, women, to be empowered, to become self-sufficient. And so to be a part of this, I feel like I am now on the road to fruition of having my dream come true, which is to help be a part of something larger than myself to help change the world. And I feel like with this group of people that is possible. And so
Thank
I
you.
look forward to that.
Although we are numerous different entities and organizations, in reality, if we have this common goal, we are one corporation.
Yes.
And this corporation will grow. So all of us must take the message. The whole idea of this conference was launching of the common vision from so many different backgrounds, so many different views. But I think this process will grow very fast. That's why we want to rotate this in first Dubai, then Saudi, the next time will be Tunisia and Africa, then next time will be China, and then rotating almost regularly. And please, not only yourselves come, but also bring others. That is goodness. And goodness is so much permeable, as you said. Because of past history or some wound on us, we go in the wrong way. But once we discover your true self, we easily turn around and become the force of light. Why not so many millions of others? So there's a lot of good-hearted people in every society, whether businessmen, poor, or even the gangs, whatever you say, but they need the fishers of mankind, not just... So I think the whole idea is how we find there are so many others all over the world that are very good-hearted. So this past 30 years, what we have been doing is finding them from the Buddhist, Taoist, non-religious, Christian, Islamic, all the different religions, but in the business and in the government, and the people who are not either in the business or government, but are of social influence. And there's going to be a conclave or collection of these souls together. So let's use these modern technologies to stay connected, maybe created a larger WeChat groups or WhatsApp groups or something so that we really make this as a momentum. Thank you.
And I look forward to everything that we are all going to accomplish together to change the world.
Yes, and also we do a lot of transactions. Buy the books correctly, legally, very good, and divide the dividends fairly so that there will be results. So that in the future, people, when they test us, they don't say, oh, these people are speaking. The world is tired of speaking. We need action. Okay.
So with that, I think we will end this session and get ready for our humanitarian dinner. The reception starts at 6 at the Almond. Thank you.